And it was chopped down rain as well, so that was plenty of
well, I wanted them both off, aren't they? When we were coming back from Bradford.
Yeah, so two of the probably most extreme
both games.
weather forecasting.
There's a chance to get players back, wasn't there?
Quite south,
of course.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
More
Just laughing about yesterday because the son who usually goes into South Stand as well. His wife's personal director of auto windscreen, so they go to somebody else was taking yesterday. It's already in the north. And I got up last time. I don't know how many inches. I don't like to kill them. And then came over there. You must have seen me stood up and looking at me. Because 30 seconds later, I got a text from him saying, "Hi Dad, I've had a tenner on the 50-50 today. Do you fancy going 50-50? Yeah, you can see you. Yeah.
Well, Sylvia's won twice. Yeah, she won on the JPT semi-final against Rick, and it's 800 odd quid. And she gave Emma a bit, and she's still got 500 quid secreted away somewhere, which is really secreted away since 2014, and I've no idea where it is. And then she won on one of the smaller matches where it was 350 quid.
Years ago, it didn't used to be 50, something else, wasn't it? And there was 3 prizes. Second and third were a voucher.
Yeah.
I did get a voucher years ago. That's more about
Because now they do just anything.
Yes, there's nothing else.
That's how it ought to be.
This conversation is.
I've been talking to him yesterday.
He won the 50-50.
I'm just saying, I won the 50-50 yesterday.
What, sorry? He won the 50-50 yesterday.
That's 300.
1430.
Have you told your missus?
But no, I told her about 430.
So I'm sharing it.
All the family knew before I got home.
I was looking on the internet today and I got the message about the MOT.
Yeah.
Quite diesel question.
Oh, no.
Is it just the diesel one?
Yeah.
I think that's incredible.
I can't guarantee it. It wouldn't be a problem later, but it is on one.
I'm just saying.
Well, you could do, I didn't say it, so you can do it for 250. You could do a while you wait and not wait. Couldn't you? You really wanted to.
Yeah, of course you could.
It's still being
All right.
Yeah, that's it.
Because they're on about 5 grand.
Yeah.
No, but I thought that was brilliant. That was which you mentioned it at 9 o'clock.
Yeah. I used to have them Santa Fe. It's a 10-year-old one. Yeah. But it was right for me. It's so far inside.
Big wine, right? While still getting around, there's no boot room or anything. So I had a Land Rover Discovery. Yeah, somebody didn't like getting in and out of it. So March last year, I swapped it for a Jaguar Estate, which is a similar footprint to the.
It's not there.
I've got one there.
Like a ready colour.
No, racing green. And we made a decision that we knew the motor. We wanted this Well, that's a similar one. It's there wouldn't be enough space in the Rosslyn.
My wheelchair's it's an electric one, but it folds up flat when it's stood up. But I did have to take a English food.
They were. So then I report off.
Yeah, I think it's a general thing.
I'm not a follower of the because I don't think I told you.
On top of what we've got, because it's
Oh, just a quick observation, somebody's already put, just an observation, the volume levels in the copper now spot on, please don't alter them.
All right. Clean rubbish.
Yeah, they were a lot better this week. Yeah.
I heard the PA perfectly clearly at half time.
Yeah. As your number was announced for the winner of the 50-50.
You managed to hear that, then, didn't you?
Would you have swapped the win for 3 points?
Is that what you said?
Never contributed a point.
I thought, yeah.
Yeah, it's easy to say. If at 3 o'clock somebody said, would you rather win the 50-50 or get 3 points? You just said 3 points because you felt the chances were low.
Yeah, because I thought no chance of it 50-50.
Yeah, so
Then winning nearly £1.5 grand. So not something to be sniffed at, is it?
We in West Ham.
Just in front of Phil.
So do you buy it outside?
No, just
In the
inside.
concourse?
They never let us win in Southstown. The riff-raff in Southstown. They never let us. We don't pay enough to get
They
it.
won last week, but nobody's told, nobody's
Yeah,
told it.
Yeah, it's not
Somebody's
playing last week.
won it last week in Southstown, but they've not played it. And it's just.
Oh, I think it'll be. I've lost my teeth here.
Yeah, that's,
I think there's a debate going on whether to make it a rollover, actually.
Yeah,
Only for yesterday.
you would have liked that.
yeah, somebody said that they put it on tonight, so if they don't play. I'm not sure what other lottery
I think
they play.
they have a certain amount of time to claim it, and then they'll
Just
just.
leave it till next week, then buy a big striker.
Yeah.
That's the first
They want
week's
50
wages paid.
Yeah, they want 50% of it back for a striker.
Not next week. We need you before Saturday.
Or they'll accept 50% and put you in.
Can we sign somebody then? It's window. No.
Yeah, window's open now, yeah.
Yeah, we can start.
So if you don't
We couldn't
buy
sign
one,
anybody else.
Anything fill in, bye.
Yeah,
There is.
yeah.
Oh, right.
But they're not over till they're over, are they?
No.
I know.
They got somebody lined up. almost signed, sealed and delivered. Sorry, yeah, on the grapevine, but a better offer came from somewhere else, so he's gone there. Yeah, you can't count on anything, can you?
Can you tell us if it's a striker?
Yeah, it was a striking.
Was it not
Was he in
Danville,
this-
that one that,
Was
which
he
one
in-
up was going to happen? Going with them?
Oh no, it's a different person.
Oh, different one, the going with theirs.
No, different person.
Cracking.
Did you say he's gone somewhere else, or?
He's agreed terms elsewhere, yeah. And it's not the two that have been mentioned, it's something that's never been mentioned.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Well, they're the usually accurate ones, all of them.
Somebody, but look out if somebody from the National League signs for St Mirren.
Right. Oh, God, if I know what the choice was.
Yeah. Well, here we are, it's 7 o'clock now, it's 4 minutes past 7. Thank you very much for braving the cold and the ice to come to the drop-in. I've got the notes from last time, and I'll go through the points that Lucy, who can't get tonight, has said. So the actions from the December notes. It was pointed out the Derbyshire Cricket Club off members, not offer members. Offer members free entry to race meetings, and that question has been asked of Lucy, or somebody's emailed Derbyshire to see if something similar can be set up. No action as yet on the potential for a yellow box outside from the Derbyshire County Council. The paper cup thing, the view from Lucy is that they are recyclable, despite was saying that somebody said they weren't recyclable. She said, I have the full spec of our cups and we'll bring to the next meeting. So they may well be recyclable there, which is good.
The bottle ones are definitely recyclable. Check.
Oh, there you go. Are all ours all plastic all the way through, or are they those that have the paper on the outside, like Costa?
Plastic, and then they've got like
A cover.
cover.
And do they also give them with one of them sleeves as well, so you don't burn yourself? Or
No.
they're ones that are meant to not burn you.
But it's okay because in the north end of the West Stand, they didn't have working or hot boiling tap yesterday, so they had rows of the black and white jugs
Oh,
to
right.
keat hot water, and they were just, that's how they were doing.
I tell you what, I bet that's quicker because you don't
Yeah.
then have to go and queue up at the urn. It's not ideal, but
Well, they only had them at one end. But
yes, and the big change, the non-changing pre-match music was also mentioned. The meeting attendees generally, like the previous one, if you looked, they're now starting to ask for suggestions for pre-match music. So the actual responses playlist has been amended, and we will be requesting songs from supporters, and they have been requested because I saw it the other day. Don't think it was in time for yesterday.
it was a bit of a shame that the last match before Christmas had like 3 Christmas songs on. Instead of, you should think the last match before Christmas should be all Christmas songs.
I don't know 3 good ones, so I don't think they play the ones that I like. Posted around safely. We noticed several posters were out of date. These have since been removed and updated. And I did see some earlier on that have been removed, but not necessarily updated. But at least that's on the go. Scarf Day, I'm disappointed they didn't make something happen for yesterday. But the response is the club is looking into this. I will update in due course, says Lucy. And I get this. They're obviously trying to monetise it and get it at a time where people haven't got a scarf and buy one. So it's got to coincide with wearing scarves, are in and all that sort of stuff. So, but anyway, yeah, that's there. Match day ambassadors and links. The response from Lucy is we have our first application received. They put it on I can't remember the name of the platform, they put it on the volunteers platform, didn't they?
Yeah.
These should go live at Port Vale fixture, which is 25th.
25th.
Isn't it? Yeah. So we'll look out for that, that should be good. We had whilst the growth in the number of children attending and showing interest was universally welcomed, it was felt that even more could be done to engage them. For example, regular colouring competitions, colouring pages, first match certificate, winners stand by the tongue, blah, blah, blah. And the response is this forms part of an ongoing project which the club is working on, so that's great. So we'll keep on badgering about that to try and make sure something happens along those lines.
Because the young Spiro was mentioned, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes,
meetings.
or
and,
lack of.
Lack of, so that is something that might be.
Yes.
good.
It needs doing, and we've all said it here before that kids either get it or they don't. There's very few kids who come and are a bit indifferent. Yeah, I'll come to another one. So I don't want to go again, or I want to come to every one. There's not much halfway house really, but you do want something that then they start making new mates of their own that they don't know necessarily through school or anything that they know through football and that. We all know how that works out. So yeah, my first mates from football are still mates. If they're not dead. And then True Blue, we had quite a bit about the waiting space, the departure times, confusion between coach company and the ticket details. The responses I mentioned this. We will be able to get a more detailed report and send it to the ticking. Would we be able to get a more detailed report and send it to the ticking team? Well, we did notice two specifics: Exeter and MK Dons. So, well, we've reported them. So I'll say, well, we've reported the two that we've got factually right. That was Exeter coaches arrived 15 minutes late, or later than the departure time on the ticket, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Even though it didn't mean getting there late, it meant that everybody was there earlier and need to be, or whatever. And then MK Don's 25 minutes late. So, well, we put two specifics down. Bradford and Fleetwood, any comments on those two? Were they there?
All right.
Yeah,
They were all there quite
Bradford
early.
and Fleetwood were both all right.
Okay.
The only comment I would say about Bradford, there was blood donors running from the building. We got car boots on and 5 coaches.
Is car boots still going this time?
Yeah, and we've got 5 coaches going to Bradford. It wasn't a great combination.
No.
It wasn't.
A lot of rumours.
We took car boots on this Sunday when it's an on game.
When you came in.
Oh yeah.
Fun and games, wasn't it?
We were leaving at 12 and it was still going on. So when we arrived, we couldn't park, so we had to sort of sit and wait for people to clear away. So
a lot of them were parked across parking spaces as well.
They were like all along here.
I had no idea they ran the car boots through winter.
Because it's hard standing, so they've not got the.
So either a message needed to have gone out saying, because of the car boot, can you please not park?
Yeah.
Or the car boot should have been cancelled. One or other.
It definitely needs to be cancelled this Sunday, didn't it?
Yeah, well, because technically, what time does it finish? 1 o'clock.
But some were still here when we were sat on the bus, weren't we?
I know serious people are here at like 0 hour and 12.
So I think we were packing up more or less about 12-ish, weren't we, on Sunday?
I think if they sort of organised the car boots, I think they were so spread out that actually if they'd organised themselves a little bit better, there would have been room for people to come round here and park their cars.
I think the reality of the situation, they'd sort of say, don't bring your car because they get some revenue from the car boot sale. They don't get any revenue from you parking your car on an away match day. So, well, if people had known that,
that's it. It's the communication, isn't it? It's just having.
Because if there's 5 coaches, that's 3 coaches more than normal. So there might be 3 coach worth of people who've never caught a bus here before.
There was 3 bus loads who've never caught a bus here before.
Yeah.
It was horrendous.
Where
to see, how to go.
Oh, there were loads of people.
You have to sit on
You have to stand on the corridor going here.
I have people right now for me.
You say you've got the people who turn up on the bus and are like, well, there's no seats left because they can't get 2 together.
Yeah.
Can't possibly sit opposite each other on an hour.
Not on.
Socialising, have to be steady.
But Fleetwood were all right now.
Fleetwood's fine, yeah.
And at the other end, both all right.
Yeah.
Where did they drop you off at Bradford on Midland Road? At the bottom of the dance stand. So in the corner, the bottom corner. Yeah. And did the coaches park there? Down the side of the road.
The only thing I can say about Fleetwood is on the way home, a gentleman had an asthma attack because he's severe asthmatic and didn't bring his inhalers.
Oh.
So they got to Woolly Edge and according to my information, he was going blue around the lips. I said, well, he'll have to stop and call an ambulance.
Yeah.
So that's what they did, but luckily the ambulance was on site.
Yeah, they often wait there, don't
No.
they? At services.
Anyway, they sorted them out and within half an hour they're back on the road. But I said, so
was that while you had your break? So did
No,
you get home on the bus, or you just got dropped off and you?
no, he pulled in there, he got dropped off, and I rang John and asked John, am I right in thinking we don't have to wait all night for an ambulance? And he said, yeah, well, half an hour, and we'll leave.
Yeah. So remind about medication.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing with Fleetwood was where we were dropped off. It didn't
Oh,
sound
that was horrendous, wasn't it?
Yeah. Went across the tram line and then walked down to the
Yeah.
Then he went to one.
So that would where if you were in a car to go there, you double back across the tram line. You were on this side of the tram line. Well, there is nowhere really in Fleetwood. There's nowhere.
No. It's apparently that people who live round about got a petition up a couple of 3 years ago, and said about the buses parking in their streets.
Well, we were told to park on Park Road, and we got there early, and there was no parking on Park Road. We jumped. You would have got coached down it, let alone parked it and everything like that. Were the stewards to meet you?
No.
So you just had to make your own way. So we've not been there for 6 years, yeah.
Somebody ran the ground and asked where did we park, and they said whatever street it was called, across the tram line, straight down the road, turn right, and we went to one turnstiles, and then we got turned away. We had to walk down another street, about half a mile down the road to get into the seating end.
Because it's funny geography, because if you're not in the right bit, it's quite a long way to walk around the park and everything. Isn't it? Yeah.
Did you have to go back then?
Yeah.
That said, a little bit like we were talking about at Harrogate. Sylvia's normal carer couldn't go, he was working, and so I contacted him in advance and sort of said, "Can you just get in the ground?" And they were brilliant. You got in there, asked for the guy who I'd been told to ask for. He took about 3 seconds to arrive. He knew about it. he radioed somebody who knew about it. So communication can work from time to time, can't it? But yeah. So we didn't go to Bradford. She doesn't like going to Bradford. When we're not broadcasting on the internet, I'll tell you a story about when we were out in Bradford. It was quite funny. So there are the notes from Lucy that were actions for the SLO. Obviously, the ones that were actions for other people, I've not necessarily had responses for. They'll probably give them at the Port Vale full committee meeting. Right, you said online that somebody said about the volumes being good.
Yeah.
Volume, which time was it?
Co-op, now spot on,
Excellent.
don't alter them. And then somebody else has put.
West Ham,
Yeah,
Not
fine.
very good.
not very good and good.
Too loud.
Still too loud.
Wasn't it, where we were? Yeah.
Which end of West Ham?
C2.
You're south end, you're
South end.
north end,
Yeah.
aren't you?
Yeah.
And what do you think about the volumes there?
Same, a bit loud.
So West Ham south,
Yeah.
still a bit loud. That's not because you're old, is it?
I thought it was all right.
Yeah.
We actually commented, oh, that's better, we can actually talk.
North, okay. What about east?
East South End was a little bit loud, but after Harrogate, you're not going to get many complaints out of me about volume of hours. Liz saw
A
me
bit loud, but not bad.
with fingers in the ears at Harrogate.
But a distinct difference to the eardrum beating
Yeah.
of whatever the match that we all talked about last time round was, which I thought. Any North Standers? We never have any North Standers in here, do we? No.
South was a bit loud, but that was me.
Yeah.
I think it was loud for everybody else.
Yeah.
I just thought it was too loud. More.
Turn your hearing aids
A
down.
lot better than it was. Thank you, I will.
Any more online?
Yeah, club website shows half-season tickets as option to buy. However, when you go through to select seats, it shows none available. Is
Right.
this an error on the website, and is the club aware of it?
Well, the answer is probably no, not.
Probably
But
not.
it's probably because the people haven't been working over Christmas.
Yeah.
Because what was the first match? Was it MK Dons? Was that the first match in the half-season ticket package? Yeah, it would have been. Because we played we're halfway. We're on the second half, aren't we? So it would have been. Yeah, so technically you could have bought them until the day before yesterday,
Yeah.
couldn't you? So I'll just make sure Nick's aware.
Adam.
One of the things, if people are listening, you can go in at any time and pay a pro rata for the last amount of games.
Yeah.
So how many will we have played now? 12, 13, 14 or so. So for the last, no, we played half the teams, haven't we?
Yeah.
So we'll play
24 games on it.
yeah. So they'll sell you at a discounted rate the last 8 matches, or whatever. It's obviously not as big a discount as if you buy it in an official formal package, but they're never going to say no. You can't buy a chunk of tickets. Yeah. Okay. Anyone?
No, that's it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, get online. Get them in. Right. Any new fresh meat that we want to put down from our audience in the room, or anything that we want to debate that was on the notes last time? That the other notes were that we didn't talk on the actions, gents entrance and exit. That somebody had been to Bramall Lane put because they've gone there. And I've asked the stadium manager for comments. We talked about the public address system. Commented about the extra fan park being very good. Stewarding at Harrogate, we've done to death, haven't we?
Carlisle fan park was pretty decent.
Whose?
Carlisle fan park was pretty decent.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Oh yes, it was. Oh, that big screen. That was on the big screen, wasn't it?
Better than the screen in the swim.
Carlisle fan park. Yeah.
Didn't last the whole match.
No.
Kept going on and on.
That big screen was excellent. And I only went in there. My seats were in there, so I saw it. Oh, that's good. Got Preston. Seemed to be quite a lot of Preston fans there. But I didn't have chance to walk down and have a look. Was it a fold away one? Because it was at an angle that you wouldn't have expected it to be permanent, wasn't it? So I don't know if it was one that folded away or what, but it was huge. It was absolutely huge. And again, Sylvie got looked after brilliant at Carlisle. Really, really, really good.
Can I just say about Bradford? I don't know what your experience with Sylvie was like at Bradford, but
She didn't go. She won't go. Because it's been poor in the past.
Poor Marsman can't manage the steps, so I have to say the stewards were absolutely fantastic with him on
Yeah.
They were brilliant. They were brilliant with him, and we could all go with him to the lift. There were 4 of us, but of course the difficulty is that the lift is in the home supporters part of the.
Right. So we all down the side, Sarah, or on the end? It must be on the side.
The side, yeah. So
away fans, isn't it?
at the end, we had to wait quite a long time to be able to use the lift to come down.
Yeah.
Obviously, they had to wait for all the supporters. So we were in a worry about the coach, but luckily nobody had gone. But the stewards themselves were really, really helpful.
Yes.
But it is just worth noting that the lift is in the home part, so you have to wait quite a long time.
So does that on the side, does it fill from the front and you have to walk right up to the back? If you've got a back road, you come in at the front or do you get halfway up?
No, you come in.
You come in at the bottom, so it's a long way up. And then I've seen one or two. Yeah. So there's a lift in the concourse to take you right to the top.
And then when we came, we were literally in at ground level.
Yeah.
So he didn't have to do, because he had to get all the steps up to get to the ground.
Oh, so it was the lift in the stand.
In the stand,
Yeah.
sorry, yeah. But that is in the away bit, in the home bit. So.
Just for a useless bit of trivia, I was there on the day that stand opened. We played Sheffield United. It was Boxing Day back in the 1990s. So I was there that day when the opening started.
Just Phil, just while we're talking about Bradford, I know the question of block allocation of tickets is quite a vexed issue for these clubs. And on the face of it, must have got a very good one from Bradford. But they were sold out here before Christmas.
Yeah.
And so I didn't go. It was unclear whether you could get a ticket on the day, and perhaps I could have carried out more investigations and found that out. But when I actually saw it on television, and in the area that we were allocated, it was quite clear that there were lots and lots and lots of vacant seats.
Yeah, the
So-
lower dark tail Dallas stand.
Yes, in the lower area. And I thought to myself, well, this seems a bit odd, this, because more people would have gone. And I just wonder whether our club, because I think we try to operate it fairly insofar as we do in the East Stand here, could clubs not be requested to make it clearer whether they are accepting pay on the day for away fans, and even though that they've set a number of tickets to be sold by the visiting clubs, whether they ought to review that later, because I'm sure it would be in those clubs' interest with the following that we've got this year going.
Yeah.
Because I've heard several people say I didn't go because I couldn't get a ticket.
The one thing we
I don't recall ever saying that Bradford was sold out.
I think I may have seen, but we
I don't remember seeing the pay on the day. So.
yeah, I can't remember if I saw that for Fleetwood or whatever. But I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised if Bradford pull the 10% thing, because they get 17,000 at home, so an extra 500 away fans ain't going to make a deal of difference. So I don't think they'd pull the 10% stuff. But I know when people have been in the lower TL Dallas stand before, the view's atrocious.
Yeah.
And so that's their like spill into that they do. The sides will obviously charge a bit more than the upper TL Dallas on the end, which isn't a bad view, but the lower TL Dallas are atrocious. And so I think they just, but I suspect, because being on the opposite side of the ground, the side blocks look rammed. So did you get your own seat? The stewarding was that good that people got their own seats?
I think pretty much the stewards were on it.
Yeah.
Because they had a load of bother with Port Vale apparently.
Yeah, they played there not long ago.
With me being on Row Z, of course the stewards were taking a lot of interest in what was going on at the back where we were.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they were asking a few.
Involved as well, because there was too many at the back one, but a lot of young ones came further down and squashed in where they could.
But some of those got turned out as well.
Yes,
Because she
yeah.
said they'd had so much bother with Port Vale and she was
Yes.
going to be on it.
Yeah.
But she was asking quite a few for their tickets when they were trying to come higher up,
Yes.
30 seconds before kick-off.
And they said, now you're down there.
And they were like,
Oh, well done there.
well then, yeah, I'm not sure where it is, you know.
Because it looked, and there were quite a few people in quite early, as I could see them, but it looked very much in order. It was never a Scunthorpe, it was never arrogant.
No.
It looked well ordered.
Yeah.
I have to say, despite being absolutely rammed full, those two side blocks.
We were in the upper Dallas stand, but nobody was asking about tickets there
Yeah.
or anything. We were sat sort of like next to a gangway, and there were just a group of lads just stood there,
Yeah.
and the leg room in there was awful.
Yeah, it
so
is,
most
yeah.
people had to stand up because it was so uncomfortable.
Well, they got
But there were no trouble or anything. It was absolutely fine.
no. When they built that end, because the road's right outside, they got no room.
Yeah.
So they double decked it to get more people in. And of course, they don't want lots of leg room because they've got 2 rows of seat less in. So I understand the rationale that they did it, but it wouldn't pass muster now because the green guy, you've got to be more raked and you've got to have more room. But they did it before.
Yeah. But they were right at the front, so it weren't too
Yeah.
bad for them.
Yeah.
Hourly object battle says that Carlisle fan zone was very good.
Yes.
Could we encourage food vendors into ours if extended on a franchise basis? Was very welcoming to home and away fans.
Yeah. No, I'd say it was better than the Exeter one, and we were all raving about the Exeter one.
I think they're slowly sorting
Yeah.
food out, but
Would have been very nice
just,
if we took it down rain, whereas at least in Exeter they're a bit more undercover.
Yeah.
But that's I couldn't believe that screen when I saw that screen.
Yeah.
So and they did a programme as well. So.
Good.
We'll ask the question.
Right.
I'm not sure that they've got
They
the
were
best place for
beyond
the hospitality man.
Sorry,
Not sure they've got the best place for the hospitality man.
where?
It's rentable for away fans. So we were.
At Carlisle.
Did you not work out where we were?
At Carlisle, yes,
Yeah.
I did, because we were in the press. We were on the other side, whereas the last time we went, we were in the side where you were, and it's because the new owners, they've got relatively new American owners, have spotted that space for hospitality. So I saw blonde-haired girl who used to work in hospitality, who her and her mum, Alicia Blackman, at the posh door. So and they say they were going in hospitality there. So
Yeah, there was a bit of banter going on.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah.
But it was strange to have, hospitality right away from.
It might have caused a bit of aggro, but it didn't.
You restrained yourself.
On the point on Carlisle, it said on the website here that there wasn't a programme, but there was.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So it was a two match, three match.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
3 match.
Christmas one.
But I said, oh, there isn't a programme.
And because I get one, I buy one every week for Dave Walker for him. I'd seen there was no programme, and as I was going down towards the fan zone, there was an old-fashioned stand on the end. And I said, what's going on here? And it was, it's a double match. All right, okay, I'll have one of those. And I can't believe that Bradford, with teams of thousands, don't do one.
Don't do one.
Yeah.
Fleetwood didn't do one.
No, they didn't.
Well, I almost understand that. I don't like it, but I almost understand
I've
that.
got a team sheet.
Yeah. And I think, Mr. Team Sheet Collector, I think that's probably our first A5
Yeah, it is.
team
It is,
sheet.
Phil. Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
yeah.
We've had A4 that way, but I can't remember an A5.
No, very rare to get an A5.
Were you excited?
I know they might have been careful to say that it's a really nice size one, but it was, just a nice one. Apparently, it nearly did kick off at Carlisle with the fans in hospitality because they were throwing bread rolls into the town fans.
Oh, well,
And
I missed that bit.
one lad was hitting the head from behind with a bread roll.
But it was nothing to do with the fact. It was, we're throwing bread rolls. Like, no, you're not. You're throwing cobs. So the argument was about bread rolls, cakes, or cobs. So barn pots. The barn pots were following barn cakes. Oh, barn cakes is a Manchester thing, so I don't think it goes up to Carlisle. Oh, right. Okay.
Well, potential.
Well, not filled ones, so it wasn't. They didn't find like not a cheese sandwich or
No,
anything like that.
no,
Did it? That's
They
disappointing. That's disappointing.
didn't want it with this.
Okay, so Carlisle, great fan zone. Bradford, great stewards. Fleetwood, no comment. What was it like inside at Fleetwood? Was it okay inside?
All right.
People say, plus for Fleetwood is that the stewards did appear to make people sit down in the sitting down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which I didn't know till last time we went 7 or 8 years ago.
Yeah. Because it was, I was getting a bit worried about the standing because everybody coming in that one end, it was getting rammed in the middle, and it was still nearly empty at the far end, but it did even out. It evened out, and I don't think the seats were full. I think there was a little bit of room for the manoeuvre.
Yeah, we were full row behind us to nobody sat in them.
Yes.
Where we were.
And it was a strange. They got a strange sterile area as well, hadn't they? A little bit weird there. So okay, is that the only 3 away games we've had since the last meeting? Okay, any more?
The Wigan game, there was a lot of issues with people and their tickets. The stewards were saying sit anywhere.
Oh yeah.
People were saying no, I booked these seats. Apparently there was a block that should have been open that they were saying that no one could sit in, and they were telling people to sit elsewhere.
And had some people got tickets for that block, or don't you know?
Yeah, I think the thing is I booked a particular set of seats. And there were people that had obviously booked. I didn't mind where I sat, to be honest, but there was people that says, "Well, I've booked these seats. This is where I want to sit."
Yeah.
And they were like, "No, you can sit on those blocks. We've been told to keep these ones clear." And then I think Pete came up later and says, "No, open them up. You have to go up another block." Because
the Wigan fans were whereas we'd have the Grimsby fans at the end of 45 or whatever. The Wigan were. I was surprised. And there were more. To be fair, there were more Wigan fans than I expected to be. Quite a lot more than I expected to be.
But it just needs to be made clear whether it's sit anywhere or
And what are we doing for Rotherham? Are we only opening the West Stand again for Rotherham?
Yeah.
At the moment, it's
At the
only
moment,
West, yeah.
So it's a note for Rotherham then,
Yeah.
because one would assume there'll be more for that game than there were for the Wigan. Okay.
It's a lot closer.
I'm thinking that us, it's a
Well,
bit
yeah,
closer.
If they end up opening the cup, or people who would rather sit in the cup who've already
Yeah.
bought in the West will be wanting to
I
swap
wonder
tickets.
if people are waiting to see it that way.
Yeah.
Because I was quite surprised the Wigan crowd was quite a bit less than the Man City crowd.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
expected it to be bigger than it
Yeah,
was.
I thought that.
The more of them than I thought.
Yeah, definitely more of them. And I'd assume there'd be quite a few more. Mind if they're in the East End for all, it doesn't matter, does it? They can sit where they like.
I think
But no, I was really disappointed with the crowd against.
I think
Yeah, I
the
thought
timing
it'd be
just
bigger.
before Christmas.
Yeah,
Money, I
maybe.
think is
Yeah.
probably what you should deterred.
It was pretty cold now.
Yeah.
I'd already got a cold, so I regretted doing
I
it.
can't. Yeah, was it? Yeah, was it? I can't
It's an
remember.
early start. Isn't it, as well?
7
Yes,
o'clock.
yes,
And
it's-
Rotherham 7 o'clock as well.
It's just
Yeah.
tumble that, especially
Yeah,
working.
yeah.
Liam says apparently Grimsby's sold out, and do we know whether we'll be getting any more allocation?
Haven't they had to reduce?
It definitely
That
sold
they
out.
sell?
Is it definitely sold out? I don't know. Yeah,
I-
I know
I
that it
sus-
says between 600 and 2,200, but it,
Done something maybe to that
you know,
size the last
that
time.
doesn't mean anything, does it?
No, I would imagine. Don't know. I would imagine that they were given the maximum amount because they'll know we'll fill it.
Yeah.
So, did it go to general sale? Or was it all to season ticket holders? Anybody remember?
I think it went general sale, didn't it?
Straight
It
day
didn't
one.
sell out straight away, I don't think.
Well, I didn't sell out straight away.
No. It must have gone general sale, I would have thought.
We'll ask the questions anymore
Yeah,
as we want,
yeah.
but
We'll ask them. See,
again with them, they'll get, especially they're doing quite well now.
Yeah.
So they're going to get a decent crowd.
Yeah.
So
and they will give us the minimum
Yeah.
they have to give us
because
we gave them the minimum we'd have to give them.
do we know how many we got? Did somebody say? Did somebody say a bit ago? What?
No, well, I online it says between 600 and 2,200, so it depends on.
600.
What does it?
Yeah.
I suppose 600 could be like when we had, you know, the smaller section of
Yes.
East 1, or 2,200's the whole of the.
And when the coaches park at Grimsby, of course we've been there more recently with them, did they park pretty close to the away end?
Yeah, it's usually where that railway line is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well the railway line goes right there.
Right,
Yeah.
behind it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I read somewhere the other day, and I never knew this, but it's almost blindingly obvious. But Grimsby is the lowest football ground in the football league. It's only 2 metres above sea level.
Somebody says they've heard we've had
It's the
800,
river,
so somebody says we've had 800, so,
800.
yeah.
Yeah, 800. I
That's close to sea, isn't it?
River Humber.
That's the sea.
Never been the sea. They claim it is the seaside, but it's the River Humber side.
Yeah.
They don't like it when you call it Humber side. They
Yeah.
never do.
800, I think their capacity is about 9,000,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
800 would be about right.
Okay, Grimsby.
With
And what
segregation.
because we've got a blank week with Salford, so our next away game is Grimsby, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got 2 minutes.
18th, then 25th is Port Vale. So what's the first game with Fed?
Cheltenham away.
Cheltenham away. Okay. Yeah. Well, I think we'll need to have picked up a few points to worry about that being a sellout. To be honest,
Yeah.
I think we need a few more points and a few more signings.
Yeah.
If it's if truth be known. Sorry.
We do.
I thought you said who. but I didn't say who.
No, we
That wasn't
don't.
common. So, but if anybody heard the interview with Paul Cook after the match yesterday, he says we don't want to be signing nilly-willy, not willy-nilly,
No,
nearly willy.
Oh, basically.
Nearly
Oh,
will.
so bad.
Nice one.
I've not come across that one before. It must be Scouts. So we're not getting deafened as much as we were, unless you're in the South Stand when it's good. Any more new points?
I've got a different point.
Oh, by the way, I think, did we say on the last one? I know we said at a committee meeting, but I can't remember which way round the committee was before the last meeting or what. But somebody's been pulled for moving the car at the end of a match. Yeah, well, I think we've reported that. So
That's where I was going to refer. I very rarely park, but I did yesterday with no buses. And there was somebody setting off when the crowd was pretty thick coming through. And they didn't advance too much, but by doing that, it encouraged other people.
Well, of course it does, because if you're not at the front of the queue, you don't know a steward's not said anything. So you assume somebody's moved. Oh, so a steward said you can go. So 15th in the queue, you can't put any culpability on them. It's the first. It's the first one, isn't it?
A car nearly got me yesterday.
Well, no, I tried. But...
A white Audi. So I just stood there and looked at them. I went, no, go back. And I stood there and made sure they didn't go any further.
Is there a cut-off time for people coming in?
Sadly, no.
I would have said, because I come in about 22 and there were cars reversing to park.
I mean, it is counterintuitive that you can't move after the match, but you can come in at 10
When we first moved here, there was a latest arrival time. I'm sure there
I
was.
thought that was still in place, the latest arrival time.
Oh, well, do you know what? We'll check.
We'll check, yeah.
So to some extent, there's a problem with, well, there has been, problem with roadworks on Sheffield Road and whatever. It's, or in town, that's some, I mean, we know somebody near us who sometimes very late because of the traffic.
Yes.
But
if you know that there's roadworks.
Well, you don't necessarily know there's they appear, don't they?
Just, I don't know if you had my phone thing there, but I was just writing, is there a late arrival cut-off? Just as I've got a text from my granddaughter and her parents, having got into position to go and see 6 in London, which is all about women having their head chopped off by Henry VIII.
Oh, yeah.
So just as I'm writing cut-off, I'm getting a text from somebody who's going to see somebody being cut off. You know, that's a bit spooky, that. So, yeah, I don't know if there is. I suppose, because I've always arrived early, I've never really thought about it a great deal. But, yeah. Okay.
I did notice yesterday, because there was no buses running yesterday, I had to come and drop Kurt off. And it was 12 o'clock when I dropped him off, and the ambulance was pulling up outside, and I thought, that's really early for an ambulance to be out of service.
Yeah.
You know, 3 hours before kick-off.
Yeah.
The player.
Yeah. I think it's business with all the injuries. Back with somebody injured.
I think the problem with stopping on the left is if people start around to it, then if you can't get in, where can you go?
Yes. No, that's true. But again, you know, a condition of, if a condition of is 2:30 cut off or whatever, because the majority of the ones are for staff and hospitality. You know, if there's 300 parking, I bet there's 200 of them. Today, it's not all season car park season
Anymore. They don't give them out.
No, you have
to
ask for it.
Yeah.
Oh, do you pay for it? You have to pay for it.
Yes.
Because it used to be 1 in 4.
But they said most people that are going
Didn't
to
use it.
hospitality don't.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I think they had went around one time during the match and were quite surprised to see how many empty spaces there were.
Could there be any sort of system where, like, the little lights where it says, you know, when this goes green, you can move off or something like that?
Yeah.
I mean, where I was parked, all you could see was cars moving away.
Get some green lights in the floodlights.
Yeah.
Just set a timer for 20 minutes after final whistle. And that's when you're allowed to move, 20 minutes after the final whistle.
Yeah, well, the final whistle went 20 minutes bloody early on Saturday.
Yes. How he can get booked, I don't know.
Why would you need somebody to tell you when to move if they announce over the thing that you're not supposed to move?
Yeah, no, it's just,
It's amazing how many
people have
people
got watches,
don't hear
haven't
the announcements.
yeah.
It's amazing how many people don't hear the announcements.
You'd have
Somebody
thought.
saying, about stewards.
No, but they shouldn't need an announcement. If they pay for parking,
Yeah.
then it should be
It's
like
related
it's
when you buy the parking,
Yeah.
that they can't move until such and such a time. Not when the steward tells you to.
Yeah.
If he says sort of 5:30, then it should be 5:30, shouldn't it?
Yeah. No, I've got no issues with that at all. But sadly, the world has got lots of impatient people in it, and I'm probably one of them. But I'm a law-abiding citizen. If you say don't move till 5:30, I won't move till 5:30.
I'm not impatient, I wouldn't park on the side unless I was upstairs and not.
Yeah.
Because I just don't want to be sat in a queue.
No,
So I'm just going to park on the side.
No. Okay. So yeah, there we go. Definitely green light or something. Might be just by the gate or something. I don't know.
Well, it could be some facility that people can get a cup of coffee somewhere, or driving after that.
That's a very valid question. Is the cafe here on after the match?
Yeah.
Who knows?
I don't think the cafe is open. The
It won't be on
doors
a
are
night match.
open.
It won't be on a night match, but on a Saturday.
The doors are open because the toilet facility, but the cafe I don't think is open on Saturday.
It was open.
Greg's is open,
Yeah. Yeah, go and get your tea. Cup of ham,
but
sausage
you
roll.
know, you could have one of the concourses maybe that's no more alcohol but hot drinks, soft drinks.
Yeah, well,
being served,
the logical one would be one of the
the north or the south
the
stand. Yeah.
in the south, because in the north they do interviews after the match. So the south, north would be the better one, wouldn't it? So cafe open.
And it's close to the, if they want alcohol, they can go to the fan zone bit, but they could have hot drinks there. I don't
Well, sadly it is. I'm sure our anti-terrorist member on the safety action group was feeling very justified after the cars in Germany and New Orleans on that. But New Orleans, Bourbon Street, New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day. That's a target, isn't it? But just some random town in old East Germany was a bit out of the blue, wasn't it? That one. So the guy just sort of said, "Look, told you so." So there you go. It was Christmas market, I think, wasn't it? Okay, any more?
Oh, advertising board, advertisers matches fill. Whose job's that?
Which advertising?
It's a
board?
top
Oh, that, yeah. Next match.
Still got MK Dons on there. I know.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'll give some leeway on that. But tomorrow, it's been a working day today, isn't it? It should be. But no, we had.
There's no date.
It was when we played a team that we wouldn't have expected, but it was probably Wigan. Had still got the previous match on when we played Wigan. I think Wigan never had Wigan on it.
Yeah.
I think it was that one.
Last few weeks it's never been.
There's been no date on there.
No, we haven't. I don't know what's happened today.
Date and time.
Yeah.
Poor show.
I know us prayers are all right, like, but if anybody, would pass on a bus or road, we'd be looking at that.
Yeah.
It's like.
It should be as soon as the match is started.
Yeah, that's why
Go
the
and
way it's been
go
changing straight
change
away.
it
And
because the next match is the next match, isn't it?
But
As soon
like I say, you might get some random person who lived around here and didn't realise Port Vale were playing. They thought, I'll go watch that. It might have come from the Bears or something. I don't think it has 3,000 onto the crowd, like, but if you're going to have it, do it properly.
Yeah,
that's it.
Either don't do it or do it properly.
Yeah, it's there for a reason, isn't it?
Yeah. Because what it ought to be, I don't know, it's pound notes and everything again. If you're going to have one, do a digital one, you can just change it like that.
Yeah, but we weren't allowed a digital sign, were we?
Well, we weren't allowed to digital advertise, but I think they got a little bit further with that. So, because it really does annoy me, they wanted a big screen outside that you could. And the thing is now, they could perhaps use that with double it up with the fan zone.
Yeah.
But the annoying thing is you go to several other grounds and they've got them.
But it's Chesterfield Council. They nowhere's got it, and then they put up the blooming signs for the car parks.
Oh, well, that's Derbyshire County Council. So they're in charge of the highway, so everybody doesn't talk to everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a poor show on the next. And I did 3 or 4 games ago go to anyone and said, "Why is he still saying that?" And that was probably 4 or 5 days before the match advertising that happened some time before. Okay, any more for anyone?
I might have called something at a bad time. We were in before 2 o'clock on Saturday, last match.
Whenever, yeah.
Yesterday,
Yeah.
Sunday.
What days your bingo out?
Well, yeah, yesterday. So, not being back in school, I need to be back in school, so what day of the week it is. Yeah, the service on the concourse and the East Stand was events.
Oh, right, okay. Early.
Before 2 o'clock.
Before 2 o'clock.
East.
I don't
And
know
this
what
is
was
the
going on, because
MK
there
match.
was probably 2 people stood queuing for every member of staff that was there, and it still seemed to take ages to get one bottle.
For pre 2 o'clock.
Well, I know on the West and North, I went down there and they had security helping out,
Oh, right.
Yeah,
That's good.
which it was, I was like, oh, I've not seen that. Did they just have too many? But we had a lot of people there yesterday as well, so I was like, did they just have extra security staff and say, oh, get yourself on there?
So did you hear what it was like at half time? Or did you not?
No, because I don't tend to use it at half time because I'm pretty.
And I've still got the sweetie person there as well.
There was no sweetie person yesterday.
Hmm.
Or certainly if they turned up after I'd gone to my seat.
Yeah. Well, they're normally there. It might be just because it was New Year or something, perhaps.
Yeah, I suspect they thought that the kids probably been given a for Christmas and not told them.
Yeah, and that's decent thinking, to be honest, but I just think they probably hung over them all.
It was ideal time to have still selling scarves for scarves.
Yes, I know, wouldn't it? Just. Yeah, and when I went to pick my family up, first thing Pip said, is it scarf day today? Do I need my scarf? Sorry, no.
When the scarf, yeah, I missed it.
No, we haven't had it.
Anyone online?
But it was ideal time for the scarves.
What's on?
We got up to 23 at one point.
23.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, is that it? I'm going to close. Shut the broadcast down. Thank you very much for those of you online. Thanks to everybody here. I'm not desperate to go now. If anybody wants.
Thank you very
And
much,
then
everybody.
I just need to get back for 9 o'clock for the last ever episode of Vera on +1 because I said I'll not be back for 8. I like Vera.
Have I got a problem with Vera if I go all down then?
Well, Vera.